So, thanks. Let's get started then. I will be the host today. Today is 15th March 2023. Welcome to the Metal3 Community meeting. As usual, please add your names in the attendees list. And yeah, let's get started. Before going into the agenda, as usual, if there are any new people in the call, it's a high time to just say hi to the community, and I'll mute myself for 30 seconds. I see no one on the list, so most probably we can go ahead with the items in the agenda. So as a reminder, there are three topics I see. The first one is, feel free to add your organization as an adopter to the adopters list. And also we have an incubation proposal draft, a link provided here, so feel free to comment on that document. And also there is an incubation process diagram that I was not aware personally, but yeah. Okay, let's go to the review requests. The first one is from Tomo, ironic non-root. Tomo, please. If you're speaking, I don't hear you, Tomo.
All right, I can hear you again. I just put in the chat that the second Adam said that his audio is working. It transferred to me and I lost everything. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have two PRs on the related to running Ironic as non-root, and we have had some light discussion at least in the PRs, but I would like to hear if there is any other comments on those PRs. Our goal is to merge them as soon as possible to get them included in the CAPM3 1.4 release in, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks time.
Okay, thank you. I haven't taken a look on both of them at least, so I will take a look. But if there are people who are on the call who reviewed it already, and if you have any questions, please raise your voice. Otherwise, whoever who didn't have a chance yet to take a look, please take a look at these post PRs. Okay, I see no questions, comments. We can most probably move ahead with the next items. Adam, can you speak, or you'd like me to give this also?
Yeah, please present Adam.
Sure. Okay, available. No problem. Yes, sure. First one, yeah, this is about the static IP manager image repo. I think we have given a notice in advance to the community that since there is no activity on this repo, we'll be archiving it. And that happened, I think, yesterday or day before. And the community was notified both in Slack and, if I'm not mistaken, in the mailing list by Kashif. Yeah, I think this is it for this. Any questions or concerns regarding this archiving of the repo? Okay, if not, then next item also from Adam Regarding the discussion about the future plans for the project that we were discussing internally, the first is this is needed for the incubation. As I mentioned earlier, at the beginning of the meeting, we have this incubation proposal draft document that we are that started with I think Adam, yeah, and we have this draft proposal kind of thing. And please, if you have time, go through it. If you have any suggestions, opinions, how we can go to the incubation from the sandbox, it's really appreciated. Leave your comments or concerns on this draft document directly, or you can reach out also to Adam or anyone in the community or myself. And yeah, in general, we should be more transparent about our goals toward the community. Are there any questions or suggestions maybe about the document or incubation proposal draft? Yeah, if not, that's fine. Yeah, as I mentioned, please take a look when you have time. I'm not sure if we have a deadline. Most probably not. I think it's project, like per project, case by case, and whenever we feel ready to go to the incubation phase, we should submit that document. So yeah, it's up to us, basically up to the community to submit and go for the next phase whenever we feel ready, of course. Okay, if there are no questions and discussions about that, next item on Muhammad, Ansible feature test deprecation in favor of the E2E test. Please, Muhammad.
Yes. As you may know, CI maintainer has been implementing the E2E test based on the copy framework to cover and replace the existing Ansible tests. This has been done a long time ago. E2E test has been running, and we start thinking that there is no reason to keep the Ansible test, so we are planning to deprecate them. We are planning to start with the feature test and specifically the upgrade test, because the E2E upgrade test is now based on the copy test, which is slightly different from the existing Ansible one in terms of behavior. And after that, we'll start deprecating the feature test and probably remove all the related files that will not be needed. So if you have any comments or questions related to that, please mention that or send an email, or yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Muhammad. Yeah, that's a good step, I believe, towards moving the E2E and deprecating the Ansible test. And I think we already took a first step. Some of the mandatory jobs in some repos are already running the E2E integration tests, not the Ansible tests. But yeah, we haven't yet fully switched to E2E tests, and this is what this is about. Are there any questions, concerns regarding the feature test deprecation? Okay, if not, let's move to the next topic in our agenda from Ricardo, outreach updates. Ricardo, please.
Thank you. Yeah, this is becoming a weekly appointment now since we started with the outreach program. So the most important thing this week is that we had to close the project for new contributors because we got over 60 applications, and like we are actually it was 70 now that I remember. In the end, 58 people actually contributed with a first assignment, which is a document, a very short document. We kept it under 500, like under 600 words, roughly 1 page, about the Metal3 project. And we're now with Imanshu, we are reviewing all of those. So we expect by the end of this week to have feedback for everyone who applied and who proposed, who completed this first assignment. And then in parallel, we also assign one bonus task, actually 2 bonus tasks. One is to create a mock-up landing page for the Metal3 website. And the second one was to publish that in a private repository. We saw that roughly 1/3, so 20 people, I think, already did that. So the next step will be reviewing that landing page and see what they produced. It's actually very exciting. It's a bit tiring, of course, because there is a lot of reading to do, and well, it's taking, it's really eating our time, but it's really nice to see so many people interested in Metal3. And yeah, one other small thing, last one, I promise. If you see anyone, I mean, we saw someone from Outreach opening issues on the website. Please, as it was done so far, direct them to Imanshu or myself. And because we didn't, of course, like we left them free to have a look and do whatever they wanted in terms of contributions and everything. But at the moment, we don't have anything assigned on the website itself, and we're not going to consider any contribution there for the first stage. So just to inform you. That's all for this week. Thank you.
Thanks, Ricardo, for the update. And yeah, there are lots of people joining the channel. We noticed over the last weeks, 1 or 2. But yeah, that's good to know that you are eventually going close to selecting people and start working on improvements to the project. All right, any questions to Ricardo regarding the outreach updates? Okay, if not, then I'm not sure if we should do the triaging. Was it planned? I think it was, since it's here. We can go maybe quickly. So this is needs triage, okay. After discovery. Does anyone on the call have idea what is the fate of this issue?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, a lot better.
Oh, very good. Sorry for not being here. It's my whole
No problem.
system was messed up. Yeah, I have an idea about this. This is basically partially agreed that this is doable partially, but basically there were like I have to say, like not a misunderstanding, but the person I think who made this originally haven't answered the last question. If you scroll a bit down, yeah, here. So these detailed questions and the comparison between the mass and the ironic, there was no reaction from the original like the person who made this PR. So
yeah.
I think this is could not be accepted completely because there is no I don't think we can implement what that person wants. But there we have, like Dimitri mentions here in the comments, some ironic features that could be enough for this use case, but it depends on what the user wants, and we are not receiving any details. Like we are not receiving anything since last year's June, so I think this is kind of stuck, this whole ticket.
Right. I think I'll just ping once again. I see I did once. So asking if we can close this already, and the comments are sufficient. And if not, then I think we can, if there's no reply, then we can maybe close it later. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Or at least the clarification that based on the explanation what he wants. But yeah, can we close or is there some comment?
Sure. Then yeah, I will not accept it. Let's see what's their response. Okay, next one is URLs for MD5. Some check. I see it's labeled as feature and avoiding more evidence last time from you.
Yeah, we would. This is something realistic, but we have like this person mentioned that he would join the community meeting, but then disappeared. So what we would need to know if like we would need to test this, like or research it, that what's the current state, because the feature is not a big feature. What he's asking for, it's quite simple. It's just to make the field compatible with the plain text URL instead of plain text. So this could be a legitimate feature, I think. So, but I don't know who would work on this, who would implement this or research this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, since you why does it need more evidence if we are clear with what to do here?
Well, I think we just waited for him to join the community meeting. This never happened.
Okay.
So I think I think we can accept this and put needs help on it, and somebody will work on this. I think this should be doable.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then let's put the triage accepted. I think so. It's not a big deal. And I'll label it as help wanted. Okay, looks good. Thank you. The next one, failed create the CAPI sometimes. Okay, this is from same person.
Here there are no further communication, so here we are legitimately waiting for more info.
Yeah, trying to understand what is happening here. So there is a webhook error. And this looks like something that we are tackling already, but in different issue in CAPM3. So this is basically, in some cases in CAPM3, we set terminal errors in some cases, whereas we don't have to do that. Whereas it's not a terminal, but it's a transient error. And Sunat is working on improving that, and that's tracked by or in different issue. Let me check that. I think it's this one. Use yeah, there is someone actually reporting the same error, and this is also the webhook error, as you see here, which we should not really fail, but just reconcile and requeue. So I would say these two kind of duplicate. But I'll mention that. And you already have some questions, so more logs would be helpful, of course.
Yeah, because this was quite old before we started working on this transient, non-transient stuff, and what I understood from the error message itself, that I thought this was something coming from CAPI, maybe, but if this is that transient, non-transient problem, then we can just link it and ask the original issue creator that what's up.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, thank you. Then next one, IPv4 address in bare metal host is different from actual IPv4 address.
Yeah, I had an answer here. I don't know if I got a no.
Yeah, I think so. We are waiting for more information here.
Yeah, on first read, and I think we discussed it on one of the community meeting, this seemed to be a non-supported use case in IPA, I believe. I don't remember the whole issue. That what was here the issue?
Yeah, I'm trying to read as well. Or is there someone maybe took a look or have an idea about this? It seems to be not a bug, really. It's just a question.
Yeah, it's basically the DHCP server gives a different IP between provisioning and inspection. So
So yeah, it's more of like a question. Is it expected behavior?
I mean, if the DHCP server does not reserve these, and it by default does not, then I assume you can get a different one. Yeah, that's how I understood like what I answered there.
Yeah.
Because there is possibility to provide static IP for the ironic interfaces, the IPA interfaces, and then provide those same static IPs for the provision machine. But that is at the moment not that straightforward, and it is not done with the DHCP server.
Okay. Let's do so that we just. I think you already answered it, so I'll just put awaiting more evidence on this. And it's not a bug, actually, it's question of we should have some question. Yeah. I'll remove the current bug from this one. Okay. Looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
Thank you. Next one, I love not using ironic inspector at all.
So I also read this because I did some pre-triaging. There are issues with the answer of the original created.
Yeah, so they want to avoid installing ironic inspector and to have it kind of configurable.
Yeah, if you scroll down, Dimitri explains that you cannot the annotation that we all know and then skip the inspection. But then if the person responds that he actually didn't test it, a few stuff that should have been checked. And I think that what he wants to do is doable. Just on the annotation, give a bootmac, like specify a bootmac in the BMH and just go directly to provisioning. I think we already support provisioning without inspection.
Yeah, and they could actually, use the annotation. And I was just reading the comment. So this features request is not realistic because even BMO does not use it. EVA still needs it to get the otherwise people will fail to look up the node.
This is a bit mixing up things because it's just the boot MAC address that's needed, not all the NICs. So it's just and not during inspection, but during the lookup phase. But it doesn't really matter. I don't know if we should correct the answer or not. If you want, you can explain it, that it is done during lookup phase and not the inspection, and just the boot Mac is needed. Maybe that's enough info for this person.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, they are mixing, like the Metal3 machine will check whether there is a bare metal host that has the required NIC and the hardware detail. But
yeah, it's I don't really know what he was referring to here. It's there is, like, you can reference in the network data, you can reference the inspection data, for example, the
network data and metadata.
Yeah. There you can reference the interfaces, the MAC addresses, for example, from the inspection, but that's for provisioning. What he then continues to talk about is the need for the knowledge, like need for info about the interfaces during inspection, which is not true. You need one interface as a boot for, like, boot MAC address, not even the interface. You just need a MAC address for the IPA to register itself, and that's it. You don't really need anything else, or a UID. You can pass the UID directly. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this is like a soup of everything, a bit in the, and I'm not sure that should we explain it in detail here, or should we just mention that you can do provisioning without inspection, just provide the boot MAC address and put that annotation.
Yeah, I think we can explain it, but I'll just tag you here, Adam.
Okay, I will try to come up with.
Not to take the time, but I don't think it's a feature request, but most probably a question type. So would it be okay if I remove the feature?
Yeah.
And put the question instead?
Yeah. It's fine.
Let me. Okay, then the last one, updating the documentation to be more beginner friendly.
I left a comment at the end.
Yeah, so
we can close this.
Okay. So this is from one of the
this is one of,
from
an outreach applicant, and yeah, they were not supposed to open issues like that.
Okay, thanks.
I accepted one. I tagged.
Oh yeah, there's no, that there's actually, I mean, we didn't tell them, hey, you don't do anything or stuff like that, but we specified that at this stage we were not considering tasks that involve the website directly. So any contribution that they do or they want to do to the website at this stage, unfortunately, we cannot take that into consideration, just because there are not enough for everyone. So we're trying to keep we gave the same tasks to everyone to be able to do a proper review and give proper feedback equally to everyone.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, thanks. I closed that. And we are done at this for the needs triage, I believe. Then stale issues. This is on the van. Is there any update on this? I see you removed the lifecycle stale, Adam.
Yeah. Scroll up, please. I don't remember this one. What's this?
Yeah, you assigned it yourself, and then
I removed it myself from it. Yes. Yeah. This is
the VMs have these days and my real node inspected are the interfaces. Okay, so they're asking for if there's a way to configure that. But we provide that, right? And I haven't checked the. Yeah.
It is like you can get the MAC address from the inspection data automatically, and use that in the network data.
Let me check. What's the bare metal operator failing? I don't see anything really. I see provider ID has failed, but that could be due to different multiple reasons actually. And then we had a new provider ID. Then I asked for logs. Then there is this log actually. Which I don't want to go through right now. But yeah, I will maybe take a look again to the logs attached. Otherwise, do I have to remove the lifecycle stale maybe in this one?
Yeah.
Okay. We have 10 minutes left, so I should be moving a bit faster. Add support for CAPI, IPAM, contract. Yeah, this is still needed. I'll remove the lifecycle stale. And there's actually PR that should fix it. Let me put the command first, and then I'll ping the PR author. There is one failing job there. Okay, then the last one. What did we decide with this one? Okay,
Right.
there is no one working on that, I think, right?
Yeah,
And
we need to have wanted on this.
yeah, exactly. So I'll remove this and then, but the help wanted.
And you can move it to frozen. I promise to move it to frozen if there is no one, just to avoid always removing the stale.
Do we have frozen label here? I don't see it at least. Was it lifecycle frozen? Well, I don't have it. I cannot do it. Well, I can do it right now, but I have to look up for the label name, but I will do that. So you want to move it to frozen, right?
Yeah, it's a legitimate feature request, just no one has time for this.
Sure. Okay. I'll do it later or after this meeting. Okay, I think we are done with the frozen. Do we have to go through?
No, you can leave this. These are not that important. Frozen and help wanted is not that important.
Okay, so we can skip them, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Then we are done with triaging. And we are end of the meeting. Is there someone who wants to still bring up something? We have around 5-7 minutes. If not, then we can close this meeting. Thanks for participating and see you next week.
Thank you for facilitating, Furkat.
No problem.